Hi there, I'm Daz. In this video I'm going to be making a quickish walkthrough of a mod that I installed recently. The mod is called Into the Abyss. I am playing on the anniversary edition of the mod, and I have not installed the Lost Levels, which adds extra content to this mod, I believe. So when the player enters this wide open area with the aforementioned abyss, they will be attacked by a bunch of saints and seducers. Once those have been dealt with, the player will soon realise that this heavy gate has slammed shut behind them, and they are trapped in this place until they can find some way of escaping. So the gameplay of this mod is that we stand at the precipice of this abyss, and you'll see below us several dungeons, all of which are very interesting and worth exploring in their own right. So what we need to do basically in order to escape is to obtain 6 keys. One of the keys is up on this upper level. I'll take you to that very shortly. And the other 5 keys are hidden inside these dungeons. So because I've played through this several times already, I'm just going to work through in this walkthrough the essential 5 dungeons that contain the keys that we are after. Now, for people playing through this the first time, I highly recommend that you actually work through every single dungeon. They're all very interesting, and even the non-essential or optional dungeons contain items where you can obtain enchanted gear with enchantments that you will not see in the base game. Actually, the mod creator, UNORTHODOGG, I will spell that out, UNORTHODOGG, has his own YouTube channel where he has uploaded a detailed walkthrough of all of the dungeons. So if anyone is deciding, as I recommend, to explore all of the dungeons, definitely check out UNORTHODOGG's YouTube channel for his walkthrough if you get stuck in any of the dungeons. So this is the first key I mentioned, key of the Crypt. I'll just take you to the series of doors that we need to open. Here's the first one, and obviously I don't have any of the other keys yet, so I cannot get through these doors. So once I get to the lip of the abyss, I will run through the dungeons that are essential for our mission, and then I'll decide in what order I'm going to collect these keys. Right, so the essential dungeons are Forgotten Halls, Pineview Skyway, the Lost Fleet, the Far Tower, and Hotel. And actually the doors open in that order, but you can collect the keys in any order you like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the hotel for my first key. Hopefully I'm just above there now. Yes, there I am. I'm going to make a quick save because this is fraught with danger. Obviously, people that do not have the Become Ethereal shout are going to really struggle with this mod. There are ways to fall great distances without harming yourself, without the Ethereal shout. You'll need to check YouTube tutorials on that. I think UNORTHODOGG has actually uploaded one himself, but it's going to be very tedious for you. Fortunately, I do have the Become Ethereal Shout, but I only have the first word, so I can't drop all the way down to the hotel ledge in one go, so I'm gonna have to improvise and drop down to one of the other levels first. You'll see I'm just outside the respite door. Nailed it. Right, so I actually worked through every single dungeon the first time I came through this place. And I'm not sure how long it took me, but it must have been actually 4 or 5 hours before I completed this mod and made my escape. I was determined to work through this without looking at the detailed walkthrough, but I actually had to give in when I got to this level. When I played through this the first time, I left this until last because it is the door that is the deepest down in the abyss, and it is also the key for the final door. But I could not locate the key here. I tried several different ways. In the end, I had to give in and watch the walkthrough of UNORTHODOGG. But it is actually the easiest key to obtain once you know what you need to do. So, I'm going to do something very horrible now. So we take Falsa's key, but that is not job done. This opens a safe. And there we have the key of the Crypt Hotel. So that is our first essential key obtained. Just 4 more to go. Right. Now things might get a little bit tricky. I'm going to try and land on a ledge. I don't think I'm going to make it. Not to worry. Luckily I have autosaves turned on. Okay. So I didn't really want to take this door next, but I may as well now that I'm here. The trickiest part actually is managing to land on the correct ledge and getting yourself aligned. They can actually be quite misleading. When you're peering down into the abyss, you can think that you are directly above a particular ledge, but I think you drift off more than you realise while you're descending, and it is easy to be off by quite a few degrees. So this location is a little bit like Groundhog Day. It appears that you are jumping from one ship to another identical ship. But there is an end to this sequence. I should explain that I am only playing on normal or adept difficulty, and I've made myself a cheat weapon in the form of a rubedite sword that does over 1,000 damage. That is because there are hundreds of enemies to deal with in this place, and if I were not to use a cheat weapon, the video would take over an hour to make probably, which is not what I want. This is designed to just show people how to obtain the keys. I mean, the main motivation behind making this walkthrough of the essential areas only was because when I was working through here the first time, there were a couple of moments where I actually felt quite panicked because I made the novice mistake of not having a convenient save to fall back on. So once I found myself trapped in here, I wondered if I would ever be able to get out again, because I didn't really want to have to go back 10 hours. But there you go, I've learned my lesson since. I've turned on auto saves. Right. So, I will explain. When you've completed the hotel dungeon, you come back out on the hotel ledge, but all of the other dungeons, when you complete the dungeon, you actually come out at this ledge, which is Nightmare's Edge, which you can see is quite, well, it's the highest one. And once I get inside here, there's going to be a dragon that needs to be dealt with. A dragon that is no match for my rubedite sword. Come on, dragon, come back. And this dragon has a key. Ooh, I left one of these behind, did I? So I have 2 of the keys. Next I'll go for the Forgotten Halls. Which is just about round here, I think. Yep. Okay, so if you are confident of picking a master level lock, once you reach this part of the Forgotten Halls, you can turn left I only have a low lockpicking skill, so I'm going to turn right and obtain a key for the gate that's going to block our way. This place is going to be chock full of Thalmor. When I came through here on my original run, I tried to run past all of these. But that was a big mistake, because they just follow you out onto the ledge when you exit the dungeon. So it is best to deal with them. I'll let my lichers deal with those. As you can see, I'm not really interested in collecting loot, because I'm not going to be retaining this save file. I'm going to scrub it. I've already completed the dungeon fully. And I've obtained all the gear that I want to obtain. So here is the master gate. There is a trap here, which you need to be careful of. I'll step on it briefly, just to show you what I mean. There we are. I'll show you where we are on this local map. I'm sure you can now appreciate what I mean when I say that there are hundreds of enemies to deal with during this mod. UNORTHODOGG's detailed walkthrough, I think, is 2 hours long for the main content. I'm hoping to get this done in 30 or 40 minutes, just covering the essential areas. Is that the last of them? Right, am I in a convenient spot to drop down to any of the other... Yeah, Pineview Skyway we need. Let's see if I can get to that from where I am. Right, I'm going to give it a go. Fight! Yeah, they are tricky to land on. Ah, I think that's the fella down there. Fight! Ooh. No. Have I messed it up? That must be it. Fight! Got it. You see, I've been through this a number of times now, and I can't hit the target. So you can imagine what it was like on the first attempt. Right. So what we need to do is take this path rather than that one over there. And this level is quite weird, to be honest. I've had some inconsistencies the few times that I've played through here. So we have these Bosmer, feral Bosmer, on top of these columns that will shoot at us once we come into view. And when I came through here one of the times, they shot the sky bridge out from under me. And on one occasion that killed me, and I had to start again at the beginning of the level. And on another occasion, I didn't die, I was transported to a kind of parallel universe level called Pineview Skyway or something. It was a play on the name of the level, where I had to deal with a Whisper Mother. But I think I'm just going to try and cross the bridges on this occasion without risking being knocked off, just to keep things simple. Damn. I've fallen through anyway. So there we are. I'm going to have to deal with the Whisper Mother. Not a problem. Where are we? Yep, so sometimes you seem to be transported to this weird netherworld. On other occasions it will allow you to proceed across the skyways and work your way to the end, in which case you miss out on this unique bow, I suppose. But in any case, here we are. High level Spriggans. And here is our key. And this is the Skyway that I thought I was going to be travelling across, and you can see the feral Bosmer standing sentry, waiting to shoot at us. So I don't know why it collapses on some occasions, and on other occasions it will allow you to travel all the way across, but there it is anyway. The first time I came through here, I also exited the level by travelling back over that sky bridge. I didn't realise that there was a shortcut out, which is right here. So I now just only need the key for the far tower. Let's see where... No, there's no way I'm going to land on that from here. I think that's the far tower, actually, dead opposite. I'm going to give it a go. Yep, it is a challenge. Landing in the right spot. Right, I think we're going to need another couple of jumps. I'm going to play it double safe. Ah, very good. I almost dropped right past that door, to be honest. I thought it was going to be the next one down. Luckily, playing it safe paid off. So we need to collect 2 keys in this level. We need to collect a key to access a locked gate, which is just along here. But this is not the key. And you'll see there are explanatory notes giving some lore for people working through this for the first time. And the key I've just collected opens a gate to the essential area. Where we can find the essential key. And this is all going very smoothly, I've got to say. It's a far cry from my first playthrough of this content. As I've already said, I got a little bit worked up the first time I came through because I did not have a convenient save to fall back on. And I was starting to wonder if I'd ever get out of here. I hate these. Once we get inside here, it'll be time for a pair of A-lead lichers once more, because we're going to have a whole bunch of chorus hunters and warmongers. The A-lead lichers are very useful. The only trouble with them is the ash piles that they sometimes leave behind. Right, so the key that we need is right up here on this dwarven mechanism. And then we need to descend to the lowest level. Deal with the warmonger. Don't you know a rubedite sword when you see one? And we are almost done. If I've not made any mistakes. Just need to work through this small area with the dragon corpse. And we're not far away from being at liberty again. And I only died from fall damage the once. Not too bad a day's work, really. Right, so I can't remember which of these doors opens. So that is the Forgotten Halls key. That was the Pineview Skyway key. That was a Lost Fleet. You can see the number of doors diminishing. That was the Far Tower key. And that is the Hotel key. And we are done. I will flick this lever to open the big iron gate at the entrance. But now you can see we have a big rumble to deal with. Alien Lich time again. This is where you don't want to be playing a sneak archer or a dagger assassin. Right, so these trickster characters are all carrying lovely madness daggers. One of them, this is the one of them is unique. He has this note, giving Sheogorath's regards. And he also holds this very unique weapon. I'm not sure if that can be improved at a forge. I doubt that you will be able to improve a fork at a forge, but you never know. But make sure you pick that up in any case. Right, and for people interested in the lore, we also have a note here on the body of this Knight of the Crypt. So hopefully I've done everything correctly and I can get out of here. So before I do leave, if you visit the other dungeons, which I highly recommend that you do so, you will obtain other keys which will open some of these optional doors scattered throughout the place. Inside these doors you can either find nice surprises, nasty surprises, or unique loot. But hopefully people will, on their first playthrough, decide to explore everything. As I say, I was just making this really because UNORTHODOGG has already uploaded a detailed walkthrough, so I thought I may as well upload a quickish walkthrough for the folks who have really wished they hadn't entered this place and just want to go home and spend some quality time with Lydia. So there we are, folks. For all those who've had the fortitude to stay to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.